Welcome to my Fortnite Battle Royale Week 4 Challenge Guide. In this episode, I'll be showcasing how to complete the challenge that has you jumping through flaming hoops with a shopping cart or an ATK. So I'm sure everyone's noticed the addition of the ramps scattered around the map, but this week they're all lit on fire in a flaming ring. What's nice about this is that you can clearly see them when you're gliding onto the map, and this makes finding them relatively easy. Now you have to successfully launch yourself in a circus-like manner through 5 of these flaming hoops, and there's a total of 10 of these hoops on the map, which I'll be showing you their exact locations. Of note, you don't have to do all 5 in a single match, so feel free to take your time. The biggest issue here is finding yourself a shopping cart or an ATK. Thankfully, almost all 10 locations have these vehicles spawn relatively close to the hoop itself. That's not to say someone couldn't gank it before you, in which case you'd be in trouble. There's nothing worse than finding a flaming hoop and having nothing to go through it with. If you can't find a vehicle, chances are if you stay near the flame long enough, some newbie booby will come flying by with a cart or an ATK, and then you can easily commandeer their vehicle with a bit of persuasion. Now with the majority of these hoops, you'll be forced to make your own ramp, as they're pretty high in the sky. Some of them do provide ramps already, but be prepared to make your own as well. So I had a lot more success using shopping carts as opposed to ATKs. With these ATKs, I kept driving off my ramps and having to retry. Not to mention they make a lot of noise in the process. So I'll show you the 5 locations I did, and then I'll show you all 10 on the map. Once you complete one of the rings, they'll instantly disappear, so you won't get confused as to which ones you've already completed. So first up, there's one just south of Tomato Town. There's a shopping cart that can spawn on the top of the concrete overpass, but there's also a few ATKs nearby as well. You'll have to build a ramp to reach this one unless you go flying off the top of the mountain, which I wouldn't recommend. Here's the exact location on your minimap for this one. The next hoop is located immediately south of the giant chair, which itself is south of Shifty Shafts. There's a shopping cart that spawns on the nearby mountain, which is what I used to complete this one. Now here's the exact location on your minimap. Now this next one I would not recommend as one that you use, but I wanted to see just how hard it was, and I'm a daredevil, so I gave it a whirl. There's 3 hoops in Paradise Palms, and this is the toughest one to do. It's on the very edge of the map, which is risky business. There's a pre-made ramp and tons of ATK spawns nearby, but you literally have to drive right off the edge of the map, and there should be a rift that prevents you from dying if you're careful. Like I said, it's dangerous. If you do land it and hit the rift, be sure to exit the vehicle right away or you'll plummet to your death. Here's the exact location on your map. The 4th one I used is also pretty sketchy, but only because it's located at Flush Factory, which just so happens to be the Search 7 Chest Challenge location. So this place will be jam-packed, and I advise you to only go here mid to late game when the coast is clear. You'll find the hoop right next to the giant toilet. There are a few shopping carts that spawn nearby, which is what I recommend using. And here's the exact location on the map. Now the 5th and final hoop that I myself used is the one found just southwest of Lazy Links. I tried this one in the limited time mode 50 versus 50 just to see if it was any easier. And spoiler alert, it wasn't, because people kept destroying my ramps. Regardless, here's its exact location on the minimap. And that's all there is to it. Find 5 of these flaming hoops and launch yourself through the flames to complete the challenge. Now here's all 10 locations on a map that was made by Reddit user Squatting Dog. I know this is a very busy map as it showcases all the week's challenges, but you're looking at the flame icons. As you can see, there's 3 in Paradise Palms, and then there's 3 relatively close to Lazy Links. Then there's 2 near the southwest side of the map and 2 on the west side of the map. I'd say it's virtually impossible to hit 5 in a single match unless you get some great circle love. So just try and get at least 2 or 3 if possible to make it go a little faster. Just remember to always be on the lookout for vehicles should you need to steal one.